Hey, beautiful human, our friend Max is going to be in the studio any second, but today's interview made possible by the mattress that I sleep on and the mattress that you should sleep on when it's time to get a new mattress, the Vibrasonic by Beyond Sleep. This thing's amazing. It has 6 speakers built into it, Dan.
6?
Yeah, dude. Literally, like your mattress will play music. You could build a surround sound system off of it. You can connect it to your existing surround sound system. And I promise, you're going to play video games differently. You're going to sleep differently. Watch movies differently, listen to music differently.
That's crazy.
You're going to feel it, dude.
Wow.
Plus, the memory foam on this thing keeps you cool when you get hot. And there's an adjustable base on it, so you can sleep in zero gravity. It aligns perfectly with your spine. Really, it's designed to get the perfect night's rest and make the most out of your mattress by giving you the best possible experience when it comes to like watching or playing anything or listening to anything. So when it's time to get a new mattress, try them out. It's the Vibrasonic by Beyond Sleep. Link below. Or a code is on the screen. Hello, beautiful human. I'm Dan.
And I'm Max.
I've done this before, dude. You know.
Wait, was that a slip up? Was that real?
Yeah,
that was amazing.
He did that a couple weeks ago too.
That's so good. You gotta keep it.
I'm Zach. That's Dan.
Dan.
And that's Matt.
And I'm Zach. Hey, what's up, guys?
Welcome back, my
Thanks,
friend.
guys.
God, it's so good to have you in the studio. You are an energy like very few have.
Oh, well, thank you, baby. I appreciate it. I love the new energy in studio. We got to bring it here.
We're figuring out our studio, but
Yeah,
you have your energy dialed in. You're a storied performer. You have quite the career, dude. You're also turning into this like K-pop superstar, like right before our eyes. There's just a lot to discuss and dive into.
Sure.
And you've only been coming on our show in some way, shape, or form for a long time. I mean, I've known you for 12 years.
I know,
I think.
insane. Like your first studio in New York. I remember with Shelly and then everything with Dan. It's been amazing to see the growth. And now we're at the crazy Amazon studios. Like, let's go, baby.
You've been coming on our show a long time, and you're so fucking special. And I also want to understand your process and how it's changed. But I also got to say thank you for this sweatshirt.
Oh, of course.
You got us this beautiful quality merch.
Yeah, it's so nice.
It is Love and Stereo merch. And I got to say, I love, and I have seen people out and about with Color Vision hoodies out.
I love hearing that. Great.
It is more common than you think.
Cool.
And I don't know if they're acquiring it solely because they know it's associated with you, or they just love the brand because you did design something that was very universal.
Thank you, man.
And I every time I see somebody out with it, I talk to them about it. And
Really?
it's happened more than once.
That's
Yes.
awesome to hear. Yeah, one of the greatest compliments. If they don't know, it's almost more of a compliment if they don't know what it is, because it's like, oh, you just like the art piece or whoever did it. So that's awesome.
Well, because it is. It's like it's Color Vision in a bunch of different colors, and it's very basic but very universal.
Totally. I'm glad you like that. Thank you, man.
Yeah, you got something going on there.
I just try to work with people who put heart into it. Like these ones, Daydreamers, the clothing company, they've never done merch before. They were just like one of my favorite clothing brands. And I just hung out with the owner and she was like, yeah, I'll do it for you. Let's try it. And it's like my favorite merch we've ever made. So
Wait, because the quality is unlike anything I've ever
made
touched.
in LA. It's a family business. It's cool. I love when, they've got that heart. You can feel it.
That's very, very cool.
Sweet, baby.
So how are you picking the people you work with today?
It's just natural, honestly. It's just like who I think that I feel drawn to or the universe brings to me, and it just feels right. It just has to be in my gut, I guess.
Will you do something where if you work with somebody on a song, they need to work with you on a song for you? Like, do you do a little trade?
If they want to, yeah, I'm all about. I think that's better because then it feels more like a natural collaboration that grows. Like obviously with Suga, it was so cool to be on his August D project and then be on my song. It's like I feel like it makes the connection even stronger. But
Totally.
if it's just a one-off thing too, that's cool. Whatever the artist is down for.
But also by like the second time you work with each other, the vulnerabilities and like any sort of like kinks are worked out. So
Yes.
you can make the case that a second session is easier than the first.
I think so. I think it and I just love that like if the fans cross over and it makes sense and people like it, then the more collaborations, the cooler.
You've equated your want and desire for collaborations to being a lonely child. Is that correct?
Probably. Yeah. I think it's just like being an only child, solo artist. I just want to share it. I just want to, I want to be able to like text that. Actually, the song It's You on the album with Keke and my boy Cody wrote, as you guys know, it's like about to hit 100 million. It's fun to have that group text and be like, guys, look at this. Like it's just, I like the group text. And if it's just me, I don't want to just group text myself, So it's nice to have the group text with some other friends.
Definitely lonely to have a group text of one.
Yeah. It's like, hey, me, we did Admit it, me. No, I don't want that.
Well, there is something to a shared success,
Yeah,
which I do think fueled your marriage and continues to fuel your marriage.
totally. The greatest collaboration of my life.
Yeah,
of course.
and maybe even a part of why you had a need or desire to get married, because you did. I mean, we're the same age, right? You're 30.
Yeah, 31.
Yeah, I mean, to get married, not necessarily at an early age, at the right age.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that had something to do with this desire to have a partner in everything you do?
It's probably underlying, yeah. If the psychology, I think for sure. I mean, with her, it was just it. Like I knew she was it, and it was the thing that made the most sense in my life ever. I mean, everything else around it didn't make any sense, which was crazy, but she made sense. So it's the partnership's been incredible, and growing with her and our beautiful daughter, and maybe expanding family. We'll see. It's just she's home base. She's the foundation of everything, and it gives me my confidence and strength, and yeah, I love her so much.
I had no idea that the relationship started really with her giving you a kiss before you went out on stage,
Yeah.
opening for Fall Out Boy in Illinois.
Crazy. I mean, that was our I'll never forget that, our first kiss. Our mutual best friend who introduced us, she's the godmother now. She was, we were all backstage, and I'm literally about to go on stage, and we had that kiss in the parking lot. And we just got to go back to that venue, Tinley Park, for the first time since that first kiss on this tour with Big Time Rush this summer. And like I surprised her and like re-proposed her, and it was cute. So it's I'll never forget, in that little parking lot in the gravel, our first kiss.
But there is something to when somebody meets you in your domain, but
Yeah.
also like in what has owned a lot of your life for a very long time,
Mm-hmm.
right? And I think that's like one of the things that we share is like you have a totally different career than me, but like very engulfed in it from a very early age.
Mm-hmm.
It's very hard to find somebody who totally understands that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, with Emily, was not her world at all. She just did it for the love. Flew the second date we had. She flew to North Carolina from Chicago to stay in the bus with me, and definitely was not. She had never done any of that, and
Would go on to live with you on a bus for full tours.
It was insane. Yeah, we lived on a blow up mattress in the back of the van from the next tour, the headline tour, and she sold merch, and I definitely sucked her into my world, and we're just getting to the point, which is really special and important, to have more of a balance in our partnership. And it's so great to see that, she's always been in the videos and all of this stuff, but I feel like now more than ever, people are really honoring her and respecting her, and it makes it even more enjoyable to do this together, because it's our world. Again, it's what you said, the cloud, it's not just mine. It's like she feels a part of it, so it's never lonely. It's beautiful.
And I gotta say, and I don't want to bring back unearth crappy memories, but there was a moment in time where people were telling you that success was not coming your way because you are married, because you chose to share the fact that you're married.
Yes, sir.
Dude, I remember that so vividly.
Yeah.
Crazy.
It was intense, but that was one of the first big no's in my life. I feel like I've always been a yes man before Emily, and then that moment where it was nah, you got to be single and date some famous girls and go on carpets, verbatim was said to me. I was like, no, I'm gonna do it this way, and if it doesn't work out, whatever. How can you do it inauthentically?
You're doing just fine.
Thanks, baby.
Crazy, because your biggest songs are written about Emily.
I know. Now they are. But at the time, they were nah, who knows? We'll see. But it is crazy. She's the fuel.
But also at the time, too, Lights Down Low, isn't that about her?
Yeah, but that was the whole thing. That was the song
what?
that the certain people at the time didn't want me to be open about the story of it, proposing to her with it. And the first song I co-wrote for her, and that was the immediate moment of, they were nah, you got to just keep it a secret. And I was like, how can I not tell the truth of the story of the song? That was the first time I really told the truth of a song, and really special that it's one that's lasted.
I can make the case that song changes your life in a way that you'd worked towards for a long time, but
yeah,
bro,
forever.
I brought my family from Australia to your show.
You did?
Yeah, my boyfriend and his sister.
Oh, so
and
cool.
I played
Thanks.
your music, and I was like, do you know? Instantly, that
Really?
song, yes,
Wow,
dude, it's globally known
that's so cool.
forever.
And it was worth the I would say bravery, but that's only because of her that I had the courage to fight for that, I guess. And so satisfying that it never gets old. I know a lot of friends of mine who have their biggest song, they get tired of it, and I'm never gonna get tired of that one. So
can't.
I can't. It's forever for us.
But it's also you and Emily were ranking all the songs you
Yeah, I
guys
know,
wrote
I know.
about her, and that came in number 3.
You know, I'm going to be really honest.
It wasn't
'cause
even number 1.
This is the Zach show. It's like, I have to be, we were talking about that the other day, and honestly kind of earnest that she said that she ranked them, because it actually was just where we were in our relationship. She ranks them less on the songs and how we as a couple were together, and like how it affected her memory. Because Lights Down Low, even though Forever such a special song for us, we were in sort of a tumultuous part of our relationship. It was I was fighting off these people telling me I was killing my career by being open about her and all of this stuff, and that put a lot of stress on us. And she wasn't quite in a place where she felt that she was living her full truth. She was like so sucked into my world. But those later songs, it's You with Keshi and Stupid in Love Now, it's like we're at the most balanced place of our relationship. So she feels more of a happy memory toward those songs. So it's weird because the songs like are our relationship. They go through it. But ranking them is hard. Like I can't. It's so weird to rank them. But it was a fun thing to try.
It's connected to her reality.
Exactly.
So it's not based on quality of song. It's based on what you were going through at the time and what's captured in that.
Yes.
It's cool.
Exactly.
What the fuck was going on with Butterflies? That came in
I know.
last, and I told you 3
I
days
know.
ago that was my favorite.
That's your favorite.
song.
No, I don't know why. That one was cool. We were fine then. But I think, you know what? I think, was that right before she got pregnant? I guess so. That was like right before she got pregnant. So I don't know. I can't speak for her. She has to tell you why that one isn't on the top 2.
How often do you write music?
I go in waves. It's so funny. Like whatever, I'll just say it. I'm in the moment. But ironically, there's this song called "Obsessed" by this artist Ayumu, and he we just FaceTimed this morning. I heard it like 4 days ago. I hit him up. I was like, I want to jump on this song. I wrote a verse to it, and literally like I'm recording it tomorrow. So like, if inspiration hits, it takes me 10 minutes. But if I'm in a writing mode, I feel like I'm either in writing mode where I write for months, or I'm in marketing mode and promo mode. Like they're very 2 separate brains, and I only have enough for one of them while being a dad and a husband, I guess is the best way to say it, you know?
I totally understand that. So you kind of bunch up your sessions essentially? Like you'll do a season of sessions?
But I like to, you know, unless again, like the inspiration just drops. But yeah, like this last album we did, you know, a lot of in my parents' garage, most of the main songs, as you guys know. And then, you know, we did some cool like writing camps where we had like 4 rooms going at once, and I was jumping between the rooms throughout the day. And those were interesting experiments. So I kind of like to just like bunch it all together and see what happens.
How much of the writing is coming from you and coming as opposed to other people? Like, and are you working with the same people every time now?
A lot. It's a lot of crossover. Like shout out to Ahmad Royal, my boy. We did Blueberry Eyes together, Love Me Less, Stupid in Love Now together. So we've done a lot of stuff consistently. And then Cody Deer, who I know you guys saw on stage, he's amazing. He did a lot of the album. So there's definitely a lot of consistent players that keep the energy in the heart. And then some new energies jump in and out, which is nice. So it kind of gives that variation.
There is a sound that is uniquely yours. Have you figured out how to describe it or what it really is?
It's funny because I feel like with Stupid in Love, it's sort of the first time I'm starting to kind of recognize it in a way that, or people are saying that. And I think it was, to be honest with you, a sound that I was sort of like running away from for a bit. It's almost like an acceptance stage with all of it. Like ever since we've known each other from Nickelodeon, and there's just like this warmth, I guess, that, and this like, there's this joy that I think I've been collaborating with a lot of Nickelodeon people recently. And I feel like I'm realizing that there was a lot of shame in it for a lot of us. Like, it's like, we're in a box. You're never going to get out of that box, you know? And now I just feel like it's all a part of us. Why avoid it? It's still a part. It's a special part. And I think in the same way, some of these songs that connect the most are from the same space. It's almost like this, I believe in magic and dreams and this sort of, that energy of songs. And those are usually the ones for me that end up connecting the most, where it like this whimsical feeling, I guess. And I think that's the sound.
Well, but because most of the songs, if not all, are positive. I mean, or maybe they
the
sound
ones that connect
positive.
seem to, which is awesome.
There is also something to the sonic style that you're doing, and I think it's connecting now more than it has in the past, because I think of like where we're going in music, which is like really weird, but I think we're going, you have a lot of live instrumentation, but you also sound very nostalgic, right? Like it's...
Yeah, I guess. I don't mean to, but
like,
I've gotten that recently.
Yeah, it's like old school, like, but it's somewhat theatrical, but still like very structured, but like, I don't know. I think what we're going to find in the next like year, 2 years, whatever, like the next cycle of music is gonna be very nostalgic energy and very vintage feeling.
Sure.
And you've just happened to be making styles of music like that for a while.
Yeah.
And I think your lyrical story, like your content is exactly what you said. But like the sonics around it, like the musical like instrumentation is it's been very different for a long time. You know?
Thank you for saying that,
No,
man.
you're popping the fuck off.
Oh, thanks, baby. Yeah, I mean, it's fun to see it connect when, we even "Stupid in Love," which is the main song, we started writing that 3 years ago. It's not like it started now. Like that sax solo was riffed 3 years ago at the end, and I always wanted sax solos on my songs. And I feel like a lot of the people I work with, it's not like in the trend, and that's
Totally
a good lesson to just like go with your heart and hope that it connect. And it's been so satisfying that some of those elements that are not as popular in whatever music we're in are connecting, because it's like, wow, I knew that somebody wanted it.
You've just
I
been
knew
doing
somebody
it for a
wanted
while.
it. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you're coming into your season.
Thanks, man.
I can feel it. It was a really great show. Yes.
Thank
When
you.
was it? 2 days ago?
That was 2 or 3 days ago, man. That was a packed house.
It was so fun, man. I'm glad you guys were there for it.
It was amazing.
Thank you.
You really have you have a great energy that's very unique, and there's nobody like you. Plus, you have a great support system.
Yes, definitely.
I mean, love has to make you a better artist.
100%. I think it's the priority. And so I think for a long time, when we even first met, career was everything. Like I just was trying to go up the ranks. And then I think that in these last few years, ironically, I feel like in the best stage of career, and it's not the priority. It's not that's not first. Like going to school with my daughter is first, being with my wife is first. And like that empowerment is really beautiful to just enjoy it more. Like I don't hate myself anymore. It's so nice. It's like I'm gonna cry. I just feel happy to be here. Whatever happens next is cool, but just being happy to be here is a nice feeling.
But there is something to saying that you prioritizing your career and yourself laid a foundation.
Yeah.
And like gave you 10, 15, 20, 30,000 hours of expertise.
Yes.
That has allowed you to prioritize and balance today.
Very valid. I think you're so right. And I think that you got to go through the rough patches. As much as I'm positive, like I think the rough patches are what solidify whatever you are going for, whatever you believe in. And they test if you really want to be singing those songs or saying those lyrics. Is that really what you represent? And those rough patches for me definitely solidified that.
You do work rags into your set, which I respect.
Thanks,
It's a
man.
quick moment.
Just quick.
You give it the right amount of attention.
Thank you. I think, again, I had a really, touring with the Big Time Rush guys this last summer, doing the Forum, like doing those rooms and seeing such a deep love. And, I know there's a nostalgia element, but it really felt like a piece of a lot of people's hearts. And I think for a long time, I was just avoiding that. I was like, I can't just be that. And so now honoring it in the same way that like I love when Bieber does Baby in his set.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that he hasn't evolved, but I think it's important to acknowledge the people that have been with you for a long time.
But it takes you having to evolve in order for you to acknowledge it.
Yes, definitely. But it's really fun, man. And I have like an unreleased song with Keke that people have been talking about, which is fun. And maybe we'll release it finally. It's like been a long time and one of my favorite songs. So maybe it's time to get it all going.
When did you do that?
So long ago. The story of the song is crazy. It like was co-written with the same people who did like a Virgin for Madonna. I've had it forever. It's like an amazing song. And then Keke jumped on it a few years ago. We almost put it out, but then it wasn't the right time. And I've just been playing it. I do these like VIP bus tour sessions, just like 6 or 7 people, super, super chill. And I just play unreleased songs. And that I've been playing for like 3 years and is like the favorite. And so it's funny because I'm feeling like it's starting to maybe be time to release it into the world because it's a special one.
Do it.
Why not? It's time.
What approvals do you need on that?
I just make sure it works with her. I think like of course, she's a movie star. I love everything she's doing. So I think we were going to release it and she had like Nope coming out. I mean, she's killing it. So it's like not the right time. We got to make a video, whatever. So it'll come when it's time. Hopefully soon.
Wow. That's a good one.
She's the best. It's so satisfying to see her just thrive and become an amazing mother. And I love seeing, it's cool to have this relationship with people that at this time in our life, like it's cool to see the growth.
No, it is wild, right?
Crazy.
It is. It's like scary because I've known you.
Yep.
I mean, when did you start? Before Rags came out and before How to Rock.
Yeah.
So what is that? 12 years? 11 years?
I think 13.
I
know.
want to get hot.
I know. It's kind of nice though. I've been really, again, it's the acceptance stage. Like I think at first you freak out about it and then you're like, no, man, we're here. It's good. We got so much to look at and enjoy, and
But I'll say this, you know, as people progress and advance and evolve in life and career, some things remain the same no matter what.
Yeah,
and I've been dealing with something recently that just is a constant, and I love it. It just is like, it fulfills me because it just reminds me of like every other moment for the last 14 years or whatever it's been. And just special. It's just like some things never change in the best ways, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll never forget meeting you. I didn't smoke weed at all back then because I was a fucking fetus child. So I remember everything so vividly and the trauma. But like you had a moment of escape. I remember we were like trying to get Segways in Washington, D.C.
Yeah, of course.
And that was, and like, dude, you coming, everybody was talking about you.
Really?
Everybody, yeah, because like you were this, like you were this thing, this force, this triple threat. You were on Broadway, obviously.
Yes, sir.
13, what's good?
Let's go.
You performed many different stages. And you also had modeled professionally, and everybody was talking about you working with Madonna.
Yes, indeed.
So you bring up Madonna again, full circle, as
Crazy.
this man modeled with her. And was it like what campaign was it?
Dolce & Gabbana.
Casual.
Yes, sir.
And then people were just like very much like, ooh, he's coming. And I'll tell you this, people in the Nickelodeon circle, which I would assume in most, you know, even network circles, like when every cast member from every show is together in one place, dude, people are like insecure and people are like trying to figure out like what's going on, and everybody just doesn't know if what they have is going to be forever. And it's like, dude, you play Gibby. Like, I don't think Max can fucking play Gibby.
Yeah, true.
Relax.
That's right. Gibby, he was with us.
there.
I remember, of course.
No, it was a great guy.
Getting the segues.
Great fucking guy.
Yes.
But it was very interesting to see. Like, people were very, you know, they were, what was going on?
Yeah.
You know? They
Yeah.
were aware of you.
What a time, man. And I remember I'm a diehard Knicks fan, and we got to slime Carmelo Anthony that same trip on that Worldwide Day of Play. And we saw Michelle Obama. That was a core memory trip. That was crazy. Yeah. But I did like a dance with Logan from Big Time Rush yesterday to the Stupid in Love song, and somebody put the pictures together of me with Logan sliming Carmelo Anthony and us doing the dance yesterday. Like it's
like,
cool to see the however many years. It's awesome.
That's iconic.
It was, oh my God, I'll never forget. It's so sick. And of course, we're so tiny. He had to like sit down for us to stand on top of something to slime him. I was like, amazing.
Dude, I remember seeing him in the tent back there and being like, what is that? That is a superhuman being.
Yeah. Again, first time I met LeBron, he comes up to me. He's like, my kids love the shows. And he like shook my hand, and his hand was the size of my body. I was just like, nice to meet you too, LeBron.
Double-handed.
I was like, pleasure, sir. No, whatever. It was what a cool trip.
Yeah, that was a wild
And that was
one.
the first time we met, which is just insane. It never ends. And Dylan Lane is still one of my best friends to this day. He was with us.
I love seeing you guys still be friends.
He's the best.
He's a special guy.
He is.
Of Bucket and Skinner.
Yeah, baby.
Damn.
I love it. Now he's making motorcycles and tatted up. It's so awesome.
Really?
Yeah, it's a whole different vibe.
He's making music though still,
He does
right?
amazing music. Beautiful. Shout out Dylan Lane. His music's more Americana. It's gorgeous.
Love it. Folk is coming back, baby.
Yeah, baby.
2024.
Let's go. No,
Year of
let's
folk.
go, my boy.
That's what they say. What do you about to say?
Well, you mentioned like a few minutes ago you've been collaborating with people from Nickelodeon recently.
Yeah.
Who are they, and like what do you guys work? Like,
Oh
is
my
it on
gosh.
the album?
A lot of
Schmidt?
it's just TikTok stuff. It's so
Okay.
fun. I mean, I'm really having like I hated the TikTok thing, as many artists do.
I just got my own.
Dude, congratulations.
Last week I got my own. Yeah.
I think you get over a hump and then you start having a lot of fun. And
Yeah.
now I'm having like so much fun with it. I'm sure people could tell, like doing the dances on like the People's Choice Award carpets with Emily and like the Knicks games. But yesterday, like Daniela Monet was at my house yesterday. We did some dances. That was
I love
fun. We had Kira from Thundermans yesterday. So a lot of like just like really uniting the Nickelodeon gang. It's been cool. But yeah, I wrote a song with Kendall a couple weeks ago too. So who knows?
sick.
We'll see. We're all having fun.
It just makes you happy.
It just makes me happy. That's the vibe. That's what it is. So.
You got to show up to a Party 101 by Matt Bennett, eh?
That's what Daniela said. Yeah, might have to. We'll see. He's doing it, man.
No, he is. Oh my God, I love Danielle Monet.
Such a sweet human. Great mom too.
Yeah, yes, great mom. And,
That's like that's my standard now. That's the point of my life. I'm like, great mom.
and by the way, I got to say, great businesswoman.
Yes.
Has made incredible investments. I love Daniela. I love you. I see you on my Instagram all the freaking time. I pass her sugar taco. She has 2 sugar taco restaurants. She has investment in outstanding foods. I mean, sister is out there.
She's the queen.
No, she gives fucking Shark Tank.
She
I'm
does.
here for it.
She does. It was really cute. It was cute to like introduce her to Emily, and like Emily we're like pretty young parents in LA, you know, so we haven't had as many friends who have kids. So it's nice to bond with somebody who gets it.
Yeah,
so.
can you explain that to me? Like
The kid thing in LA?
Yeah, because I'm now in a phase of like, oh, let me acquire just couple friends.
Yeah.
Like, the thought of acquiring
Zach,
couple
what's it
parent
like?
friends.
This is the first interview where you're just like kind of glowing and you're in love, and it's really cute. How you feeling, babes?
I'm feeling great.
Good.
It's really special.
I love that you're looking for couple friends.
Thanks. Yeah, I'm in the process. So if you guys want to hang out,
I got you, baby. Let's go.
let me know. Because I'm looking.
Good.
Very much looking.
I got you. It's cute. I love, you know, it's rare. Again, it's just LA. It's like anywhere else. There's, you know, we're not really young parents, but out here, like most of the people that have kids that are like us are like 10 years older than us. So it's, you know, just an interesting bond. It's different, but I love it. I love that it's just a different doorway of life. Seeing, you know, I watch Puss in Boots, The Last Wish so much. Masterpiece of a movie. The Cars series, cinematic masterpieces. I'm rediscovering incredible movies.
Well, yeah, you go back to your childhood. You like, has there been something that you were excited to share with her?
Ooh, I mean, I'm ready for Harry Potter. We're not quite there yet, but I'm excited for that. But even Finding Nemo, I remember watching that with my grandma.
Big.
And it was her favorite first movie. So we went to the aquarium and all that stuff. It was cute.
Do you remember what movie shaped you into the performer you are today?
Ooh, what a great question.
Like, there's a moment though. I feel like everybody has it.
You know, it wasn't a movie, but Lion King on Broadway was.
Oh, yeah.
And I got to hang out with Julie Taymor the other day, and it was really cool to just be like, can't wait to bring my daughter when she's 4. That's the first time I saw Lion King, and that like changed the trajectory of my life. So yeah, I would say that one. That's the one I remember.
I totally get that. And by the way, one of the rare Broadway gems that should run forever.
Still going forever. And it was cool to hear her. She's like, no, I still cast everybody in the show. I was like, what an amazing thing that like it's a piece of your soul to keep casting people 30 years later.
Do you want to go back to stage eventually?
Maybe. We'll see. You know, it's got to be the right thing. But I would love to. I just think I'm just so inspired by music right now that it's like, you got to pick and choose. So at some point, that'd be cool. Yeah, I'd like to.
Dabble, go do a season, you know?
Yeah, I'm in. I'm in for the right thing. Again, it was an honor that she asked to meet and was interested in this project. So that was cool. So who knows? We'll see what happens.
What is the project?
I can't say. It's her thing. It's not me.
Oh, interesting.
But she's a genius, man. It was really an honor to like just be in her house and her pitching me. I was like, what is happening right now? She was running around the room showing me the show. I was like, what? I'm sitting here and you're talking to me? Like, you're an icon. So that was very humbling.
Well, that's a really, just like take a second to be in that position for a second.
Yeah, yeah.
There's many moments where you've been running around pitching yourself to a bunch of people.
Yes.
How often are you ever pitched to?
I'm not used to it. You're right, because I think I've always been a go-getter. So when things come, but I gotta say,
you work harder than most people I know.
That's very nice of you to say.
No,
Thanks,
when people go like who works really hard, you're on my list of 5 people I go that works hard. And by the company's really fucking good.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm grateful. The work is easy. I'm passionate about it, you know? So it's like, it's hard work, but it's easy to do. But I would say that, yeah, it's the best things that have happened to me have actually been the ones that have come to me. It's crazy. I keep trying to remind myself that. You know, so I'm trying to receive more, I'm trying to manifest abundance, as my wife would say.
That's the right approach, but I do think it's hard to retrain your mind because there's a part like, dude, you did more radio promo than most artists I know. And a part of that is going around and just selling yourself.
Yeah.
And you train yourself to just always be in this mode of essentially pitching and explaining why you're of value. And and yes, like you show it, right, by existing, but you still need to explain it to people that will buy into it to help add to your growth.
Yes.
And
yeah, it's
weird. Like, I feel like it's hard to go from chasing to just receiving.
It is. But again, not to keep bringing my, I love my wife.
Why not? I love her too.
But it's cool to see that she has really grounded me to make sure that I just enjoy the receiving a little bit more, like you're saying, because I don't think I've ever been able to enjoy this. Even this album process, like putting out the album, usually it's like, oh, what's next? And just being able to receive the moment is really special because, you know, it's the cliches, life is short. We just have to enjoy these pockets a little bit more and seeing these wonderful things come and getting used to that, like you're saying, and just being able to say thank you rather than trying to like compliment back or just to receive anything is uncomfortable at first, I guess. So I'm just trying to enjoy and work through with my therapist that comfort. How do I just keep it more comfortable?
Healthy,
yeah.
Well, the album Butterflies was released.
You love Butterflies.
Well, no, it's the start.
No,
it was
yeah.
released in 2001. The album didn't come out until
2001.
2004. Oh, no, 2021. 2000, shit, it wasn't 25 years. It came out in
It's
2000.
been 23 years, baby.
Feels like it.
Yeah, he made the song when he was 8.
Butterflies came out in 2021. Album's not
Yes.
until 2024.
Yes.
Why 3 years between those?
Wasabi was close to that too.
I
no?
know.
Wasabi was 2022.
I know the album's really just like all of the things together, but I also like they felt like songs that needed a home, and it was the process of getting here, you know. And so I think that was the decision. I was like, these can't just like live in the ether. I need them, and they did all fit in. They were all from the same inspiration. It felt like the different flavors of love and the different sounds, so it fit right. But I know that they were old songs, but it's cool to see that people are rediscovering them, or if like somebody just heard the new stuff, maybe they never even heard these songs. So it's a good reminder for me that it's either a Dan's favorite song, which is an honor, or it's somebody's just seeing it, never heard it, you know?
And by the way, there is strategy to that, right? So if somebody goes to your album to listen to one, chances are it's going to play the next one. And if it's something that's great, right, take your best work and make sure it's on there.
Yes.
Butterflies is an amazing song.
Thank you very much.
It shouldn't stand alone. It should have an album.
Totally.
Was that the first song you made for this?
Probably, yeah. I think it was. That was the first song, yeah, because it almost was on the last album. So that's how old it is. That's how old it is.
Back in 2001.
But does that set anything sonically up for you for this album, or do your creative goals change after that?
Great question. I think it sets up the storytelling. I think that's the biggest, because there's a lot of sonic landscapes on the album that have been fun to explore and keep it diverse. But I think that as far as just keeping the vulnerability of the songs and where they come from, that set the standard, I would say.
Got it.
Yeah.
And by the way, you can kind of hear it, but question,
Yeah.
can we talk about Say Less for a second?
Yeah, let's talk about it.
Are you aware of the show Always Sunny in Philadelphia?
I know the show, but I've never really seen it.
My producer is convinced that the song sounds like Dayman from Always Sunny. I don't hear it, but
I don't know the song.
maybe we'll let the internet decide. It's a great song. No, it's good. It's good. It's
I'm
good.
getting sued. I didn't even know it.
No, I don't think it's not a song
cool.
like that. Don't
no,
worry.
No, that's awesome. Cool. I love Duckworth is like always been one of my favorite artists. So it was so cool that he joined, and he's like jumped out for some shows, and he's just the coolest guy ever. So that was really fun with that song, and it's been a groovy one.
By the way, if Jordan wants to come in and make her case, you're more than invited to.
Yeah.
You let me know.
Yeah.
You're open forum here.
Yeah. I mean, again, I don't know the song, so I'm just gonna be like, yeah, you're right. I guess. Yeah, for sure.
It's like a song that's in a musical that they do in the show.
Dang, really?
Yeah, I think you'll be fine.
All right, cool.
You're
Hopefully
okay.
not. Always Sunny in Philadelphia sues Max.
Oh, that's what we want, eh?
Before Max HBO.
Sserafim.
Yes.
Can you explain to me why and how you work with K-pop artists that may be different than other people?
It's just a lot of respect. It's a really beautiful, again, it's a limited process for me. I've only worked with a few groups, but
Okay, yeah, a few.
it's been amazing.
But
But
you sold a couple songs too.
Yeah, it was. It's been amazing to the BTS song with Yet to Come, co-writing that, and Happily Ever After with TXT is one of my favorite songs I've ever co-written. Again, done in my parents' garage. All the little magics in the parents' garage.
Never
but
change that.
I don't think I can. It's like at this point, I've got these way overqualified writers. My mom's making muffins. It's just what is what it is. These songs can come. So, but back to the Sserafim. Really cool. I was in Korea in May, and I was working with one of the BTS producers, P-Dog, who I love, and I've gotten to work with a bunch of times. And while I was there, the A&R for BTS said, while you're in town, do you mind writing with one of my best friend's groups? He's an A&R as well. They're called the Sserafim. And I was like, oh yeah, I love the Sserafim, of course. I would love to try. So, they just had a track they sent me, and I was like writing songs in the car between promos, trying to like just do something. And I got to the studio, and just me in this little studio room with them and just the producers. And they gave me this really sweet album from them, and Yun-Jin had written this lovely note on it. And it was very earnest, It's sort of traditional there, especially to like give your album and write a gift and write a letter. But there was something about this one that just felt like really, really earnest. So I extended my trip. She was performing live. I got to go see her and meet her, and she's from Albany, New York. I was like, what? I was like, wait, that's crazy. Like, growing up in upstate New York and everything. So we talked, and I just got along with her. And then I sent her Stupid in Love, and she loved it, and she jumped on, and that was it. So it was like really, again, the universe sent it. I wasn't really looking for that.
Yeah.
Like it came naturally, and again, one of the best things that's ever happened to me. So grateful she's a part of it.
So, okay, where are you at when you write Stupid in Love? I'm assuming you're feeling stupid in love.
Yes, I was, and it was actually Cody Deer, who I keep mentioning. My last time I was working with another amazing producer, and he got very popular very quickly. And his name's Roger. I love him. I'm so glad he's doing Jack Harlow. He's crazy. But he did most of my last album, and he's sort of a keys wizard. And Cody was playing all the stuff on keys live, and I was like, I feel like Cody could write these songs with me. Like, so the first song we co-wrote was "Stupid in Love" in my garage. And it was crazy because, I just believed in him. I was like, I feel like he could do it. And that was his first session. And we did years of sessions after, obviously. But it's really cool that I think the magic of it being one of his first times and with another guy, Nolan Sipe, who I wrote Love Me Less with, it was just like a very cozy room. Like there was no pressure. And so the song just kind of came pouring out, and I'm so glad it's the one that's connecting, because I don't think anybody heard it as the one connecting, to be honest with you, for a long time. Like a lot of the powers that be weren't like prioritizing it. But then the more it stayed with us, the more people started to hear it, which is really cool because I always believed in it.
So when was this done?
It was done
before La Sserafim, before she got on it.
I mean, it was done. It was done for years. It was done for like 2 years. The same exact production, everything. The sax solo, everything was done.
There's something to that. Like timeless records hang around.
Yes.
Timeless records don't get released instantly.
I'm that type.
It's not in every situation, but I think there's a common thread there.
I think if it still feels fresh, however long later. So yeah, that was the story. And then luckily she, I sent her Whoa, which is on the album too, and Stupid in Love, and she chose Stupid in Love. And so great taste.
Do you think Stupid in Love needed a female vocalist to like be as popular and successful as it is?
I think it completed it for sure. And I've, you guys have heard my music. I'd never have female duets. I don't know why I keep having these male duets. I keep singing these love songs with other guys.
Yeah.
Like with Keke, Ali Gaddy, Nash. I'm just like, we love our girls. Yeah. It's just like, so it's really cool to have. I've always dreamed of having a female duet, and she just nailed it. So, and she's such a special artist, and I'm really glad that I mean, she's a superstar. Everybody sees that now. But I think at the time, again, even I felt like I feel like this often. I'm starting to really lean into it. Sometimes I believe in something so much, and I don't understand why other people don't get it. It kills me. But I'm starting to really be like, that's fine. If they don't get it, as long as you get it, just keep pushing for that. Mm-hmm. And with her on it and everything, like I was like, this is so perfect. Why is everybody not freaking out over this? Like, I'm so excited about this. And to be honest with you, a lot of people that help make the decisions just didn't know. And I felt really empowered to be like, it's okay, you don't get it, because you'll get it when it's time, I guess. That's, as I get older, I start to realize like that part of me, I don't need to feel insecure about that. I just need to believe in it, and hopefully it connects with the people who matter, which are the fans.
Damn. It's crazy that you had to convince people that this was of substance.
Dude, it never stops, man. Same with Suga. Same with Keke. Same with Lil Uzi Vert. That was the first one ever. Lil Uzi Vert, I will never forget the powers that be at the time were like, we can get a different rapper. I was like, why? He's amazing. Why would we not? And now it's so satisfying to see him become this global superstar, because he's at the core, he's this sweet, short king who I know is just a good guy. So I love seeing it.
Damn, you worked with Uzi in 2015.
Yeah.
Wow,
Crazy.
You were way ahead of everyone else, weren't you?
He was just on the Fall Out Boy tour with me, the same tour that Emily and I met, and we were just in between. We were the acts in between acts. It was Hoodie Allen, then me, then Wiz Khalifa, then him, then me and Fall Out Boy. It was like we would jump out with DJ Drama, who's the best, who introduced us, and so yeah, we just like we're hanging backstage every day. So love him now. Sometimes I see him at festivals, and he's just like coming in and just flying in real quick and leaving. So I love him.
I forget that you're signed to a label.
I love my label. I love my team, but I don't think I'll ever act like it, no matter what happens to me. I think that independent feeling is always going to be there. And I think that it's great to have that mindset while having a stellar team to accentuate all of it,
And correct me if I'm wrong, you were independent, right?
Yeah, a long time.
Until what album?
Well, technically, my Color Vision was like on Sony, but through a distribution label. So I don't know what you would say that. It's still independent, but all my deals are always independent. It's always a licensed deal. So like I'm with Warner Records right now, who I love. They've been amazing. They're a great family, and I adore them. And so it's been cool.
And that's a license?
License as well. Yeah.
Sick.
Not to get into music.
No, but you own it.
Yes, always.
Damn.
Always.
Can you tell me, like, what was it like opening your first big check from Lights Down Low?
Really coul. I bought a house. I bought the house where my daughter lives. I mean, I think that's the beauty of these songs. I don't think I'll ever sell my catalog for that reason, because it's just they're part of my soul. I've been offered a lot, and it just doesn't make sense. I respect those who do it, because maybe it opens something else for their life. But knowing that like Lights Down Low bought the house where my daughter gets to grow up. Like, and I wrote that for her mom. Like, that's really special.
That's crazy.
Anyway, it's cool.
I mean, I've never, again, like I've said it before, like I've never seen somebody work harder for a song. So I just really wanted to understand like what it was like and how gratifying it was to open that check. I mean,
Yeah.
because by the way, you work really hard in music and you don't see that money for a minute.
No, years.
Like it could be a long time.
Maybe 5 sometimes.
And-
honestly, good for artists to know out there. Like you're way more in debt than you are making money for a very long time.
Totally.
Yeah.
Even with hits out.
Even with hits, because you got to invest in them.
Yeah.
You got to keep throwing as much as you can to make it grow. So, you know, and that was all mine at the time. I was throwing everything I had. I had no savings. I was just throwing everything I could into those songs, getting in those vans, doing the bus, whatever.
And I got to say, like, you had a good partner in that guy, Eric Olson.
I love Eric. He texts me every day whenever something works out, you know?
Dude, like,
He's the best. And
no, that motherfucker carried it.
he came to my house and built the table in my house with me for my daughter. That's, you know,
such a freak.
He's family to me forever, you know?
That, I'm going to cry.
It's-
That makes me very emotional. I watched you work really hard.
Well, thanks, brother.
I'm very
Well,
proud.
I'm giving you a hug in the middle of this interview.
No,
Sorry, guys.
please. That's a good one. You deserve this success. It makes me very happy. Love you very much.
Love you, brother.
God, I love you.
This is adorable.
No, it's, you know, dude, when you watch people work so hard.
No, I know. It's
I've
been
known
great
you
to
a long
watch you
time.
rise.
Thanks, baby.
We talk-
Dan, get over here.
Dude, and I'll tell you this. People fought that song. People fucking fought it.
Yes.
People didn't get it. It was a mid-tempo record with a rapper in it. No, like at the time, like people were so stupid.
Oh, brother.
They were really dumb.
Thank
proud of
man.
you.
I love you, man.
I love you. I'm
Thank
very
you.
happy for you. And I've watched you fall in love. I've
Yeah.
known you since fucking before your last girlfriend.
Yes, you have.
So I've known you a long time.
I know.
So when people think I'm just crying over a stranger,
No,
not a stranger.
This is special. I don't think you've ever cried in an interview with us together. This is
No,
so sweet.
I'm just very happy for you.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah, I'm very like God. You deserve this
too.
success.
Thank
It's
you.
really great.
Thank you.
Our radio hits.
I'm crying.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, use this.
Somebody
Use the
use
hoodie.
it. Yeah.
Get the heart in that hoodie.
He brought you a
baby.
giant nice tissue.
That's what-
Are radio hits important to you though? Because there are some songs on this album that sound like they could be on the radio.
Thanks, brother. I'm all about it. You know, like
Yeah.
I would love Stupid in Love to do its thing in all the ways. You know, but again,
It
just
should.
enjoying the ride. I hope it does. We'll see what happens. But I'm to be honest with you, the radio thing is awesome. Any of this stuff is awesome. Like Strings being in an Apple commercial was amazing. Like I know it's a small thing, but to me, I was like,
No,
an
that's
Apple
a
commercial
huge
was
thing.
like
What do
so.
you mean it's a small
that was
thing?
so cool. I was like, what?
And I gotta say, like things have changed, right? Like you don't need a radio hit anymore because it doesn't matter. What you want is like a sync hit, like a
Sure.
fucking Apple commercial.
Yeah,
you
sure.
want a TikTok moment. And by the way, if you get other moments within culture, if you tap into other fucking streams of attention, like what people give their attention to, the radio just is a byproduct of all of it.
I just want community. I
get
think
it.
that all that stuff, and if radio helps make that community even more excited, you know, I love people being a part of this story. Even again, I keep talking about Stupid in Love, but it's been one of the most wonderful experiences because I've always wanted to dance for a song, and and 2 fans in their bedrooms made this dance. Like we
It's
didn't
so
ask for it;
good.
it just happened. Like all these manifesting things happen, and it's been so fun to do that dance everywhere, and then invite those young choreographers to the show to do it in person. It's like it's cool to help just make those dreams, like be a part of those people's dreams. Like it's not about the song anymore. It's about what it means to so much more. And that takes away all of the ego. Like that's why I do music, because I want to look out at that crowd and feel connected. And so the community element is really the goal always.
It is working. And I've said this before, like with friends, when I go, and I've seen you perform a bunch. When I go to see my friends' shows now, I watch for other people. Like I'll watch you sometimes,
sure.
but I really love watching people react to you.
That's awesome.
And I'll tell you something. I hadn't seen, and I've seen you perform a decent amount of times. Dude, the reaction in the Troubadour from each and every person was unlike anything I'd ever seen.
Wow.
In any situation that you'd performed in before, they knew dude, the loyalty in the community that's being built is really unwavering and it's really strong, and people felt understood and connected to something bigger, but also feeling exactly like themselves in that room. It was really cool to watch.
Now you're gonna make me cry. That's
No, it's
so
cool.
special that you say it like that. That's all I want. That's all I want. I really craved that. I craved that safe space as a kid, and so it's really special that people feel that way at our shows because that's means so much to me. You know. And so I love those people, whether it's their first show or their 100th. It's just like that's what drives me.
Dude, it's working.
Thanks, man.
Does it amaze you that you're
I
still...
need my own hoodie.
Here, you could use it.
No, so, yeah,
Sure, here.
We're putting a lot of tears in this hoodie, guy.
No, but
Thanks, brother.
there is something genuinely to what you're building, but also it keeps getting bigger every day. Is that weird? Like, that's a weird thing for us to realize too, as someone who's been doing this a long time as well. Is like, every day new people find out who we are or listen to our podcast that didn't know us yesterday.
Crazy.
And I think that's happening too with your music.
It's awesome. It's awesome. And again,
right?
I
the
think
room was packed with new people.
And you know what? I was with somebody the other day and they were humming something, and I was like, I recognized what they're humming. It was Gucci Bag.
it was Gucci Bag.
And they were like, and I was like, I was like, are you singing Gucci Bag by Max?
That's what's up,
They're like,
baby.
yeah. I was like, that's fucking great.
That's my fucking guy. I love this. I'm never leaving. I honestly, again, it's weird because it's not the goal anymore. So it's cool that it's happening naturally when it's like I'm not trying to have it happen anymore. I wish I could have told myself that 10 years ago. Just like live in it, but you have to learn it on your own, in your own time, wherever you're at in your life, you know?
Totally.
And that's okay to not be there. Like I don't look back and regret that I didn't feel this way then, but I hope I feel this way for the rest of my life. That's the success for me, to just be feeling like I'm grounded and I'm happy to be here.
And I'll say this maybe as a reminder to myself, but like trying for so hard, I think allows you now to not try.
Yeah.
And like my therapist at one point called it like subconscious competence, where you just like, you enter a stage of like, you just kind of do. But I think being able to enter that state only comes from like, I don't know, prioritizing and being engulfed in something and letting it consume you to a point where you can then step back and find balance. But like, I don't know, it's hard to really master something that you're not engulfed by.
I think you're right.
Maybe I'm crazy, but I don't know. Like,
No,
I'll
you're
tell you
right.
this, like the common thread amongst every person that we've ever interviewed is that at one point in time, their career engulfed the living shit out of them.
Yes.
And I think that's like no.
Yeah,
like,
you have to be.
Yeah.
Yes, you're right.
And we've talked to so many people, and nobody, the only thing in common,
Yeah.
I think, is that.
Yes.
And it can vary in lengths of time, but like, it is dude, everybody.
You have to. You're right. You have to pay your dues with it. You have to put your energy into it, and like the universe has to test if you really want it and for what reasons you want it, you know?
Boom.
And so I am grateful for that because it makes it that much more, you know, just satisfying, and I feel more content with it, but still passionate. I think that's the drive. The passion is the drive, not whatever the success is. The passion, as long as that's there, is it.
Was there any point in your career where you were doubting yourself? You're like, I don't know if this is working out. I don't know if this is for me. Like, this isn't going the way I wanted.
100 times, so many times. Oh my gosh. I'm trying to think of one specific one, but a million times, you know. I think there's always the lulls. The roller coaster goes up and down. And the longer you're in it, you're like, be just as happy in the low part as the high if you can, you know, or be, like live in that part. If you like, be okay in that part. And I think there's been a couple of the lows where I've been like, maybe I just need to not anymore, or I need to pivot or whatever. But again, the only thing that's ever driven me is that I love doing it. And that's the only thing that's made sense. So even when, you know, the calls are not getting returned or whatever it is for you, it's like, that's been the drive. But I can't tell you how many times I've hit a wall or had a song again, or had like music that I feel like, am I wrong that I'm trusting myself, that I feel like this song is special? Like, should I be trusting these people that maybe have a lot more experience, you know? So again, you just, more often than not, your gut is right. And I think that I had to kind of hate myself to realize that.
I get that. And also you had to prove yourself right a few times.
Yes, 100%. And I've been wrong many times too, of course.
But that's
You've done me wrong
okay.
a lot. Yeah, of course. But, yeah.
I think you find more peace in you being wrong than somebody else being wrong.
Totally. But, you know, even like a Say Less with Duckworth, like, I don't know if that song's going to be heard in the same way that a Butterflies or a Stupid in Love's going to be heard, but that doesn't mean that it's a wrong thing. You know, I think I've also gotten to a point where I'm realizing different things you do mean something in different spaces, and that's important to acknowledge and respect too. It's not wrong, it's just meant to be for something else rather than like the main song you hear, I guess.
Well, that song should be heard by other people because it's so good.
Thanks,
That's
brother.
what the kids call a bop.
The Bob, baby.
Yeah.
Thank you, baby. I love it.
Why'd you say that's what the kids call?
Because that's what the kids call a bop.
I love it.
Oh, God.
I love it. Don't shame him.
Yeah,
Don't
don't
shame him,
shame
baby.
me.
Don't shame.
It's so old. It's so crusty. Like, that's fucking old.
Wow.
You're hot, Dan. Don't
Thank
worry
you.
about
Sorry,
it. I got
you're
you, baby.
beautiful.
Thanks, baby.
Yeah, let's team up on this guy.
Well, but there is something to having that song mean something to the communities that need it, right?
Yes.
And also, it plays a larger part in what you're trying to build.
Yeah.
And So when you say like may not be heard by, I mean, one, do you say that because it is like it's a dance record or what? What fuels
I don't know.
that?
You know what I have realized for myself again, and this doesn't go for everybody obviously, but like the songs of mine that are the most vulnerable, usually the ones that connect the most.
Yeah.
You know, even if it's masked in a very pop song, the ones that have a real heart underneath are about a real story. And not that Say Less isn't that, it's just a little more fun. It's a little more like, it's dancey, it's a little sexier, I guess is the way to say it. It's just like, it's not as like, I'm stupid in love with you. It's like, say less, baby. Let's dance, let's have a good time, whatever. Like, let's use that mouth for something else. That's not less of like a vulnerable thing. It's more of like a fun thing. So I think that, and again, there's a space for that. But I think that, yeah, you know, I don't know if ever, yeah, go for it.
Wasabi's in the same vein, right?
Yeah, totally. And again, love it. So fun. Great to see that the fans of the show love that one because it's like, sometimes it's more of a fan favorite, which is great.
That's a good song.
Thank you, man. So that was a really fun one. Again, with Cody, we just, in my parents' garage, the common thread.
What happened with Bazzi and Jake? How'd that come to be?
So cool. I mean, Jake and I were talking for a while. Like, he invited me to a show. I had to babysit for my beautiful daughter. Like, didn't get to go. Had this song. Felt like he just was, like, right for it. So why it was both Jake and Bazzi is actually because I asked both. I just gauged interest from both of them because they were both friends, and I felt like they both would have been great. And it was happening quickly. Like, the song was coming out. They wanted it to come out quickly at the label. And I was like, all right, let's do it. And then they both wanted to be on it. I was like, oh, crap. Okay. And then I was like, why not just both? They were fans of each other. So it kind of just like the 3-man Spider-Man love song guy thing emerged. And yeah, it was a really cool record. I'm glad they were both a part of it. And he's so tall. I know we talk about this a lot, but just didn't know that when we made the song, how tall he is and how small I am. And making those TikToks was some of the best stuff for that Strings record, just to like show the sheer size differences, you know, the lover boy size difference.
And then Dixie got on the song too, right?
Yeah, I met her backstage at a Big Time Rush show. Longer story short, you know, we got to bring up my brother-in-law in every interview, whether you say it or not. But Daniel, my
was he into
wonderful
Dixie?
brother, Daniel was connected, let's just say, to a team member of Dixie's. So I had heard about we talked about that backstage at Big Time Rush. It was kind of funny. I don't want to blow up any funny spots. So we just kind of bonded about that. And
I feel like I met this person.
Probably. Yeah, maybe. Again, not my place to say it, but I'm just saying there was a natural connection between my family and Dixie. Saw each other backstage at Big Time Rush. She really loved the song. I was like, let's, you want to be in the music video? And then there was like, jump on a version. And yeah, it was just great. It was cool that she was a part of it.
When you have so many people on a song, what's left for you?
Who knows? Who knows?
At what point does it go from your song to everyone else's?
That's a great question. Yeah. Just one is probably good on the song, You got to experiment with it. How many lover boys can we get on one song and then throw Dixie on there? It's just, but Lights Out Low, same thing. I mean, I don't know. And it was really fun. Like, I'll never forget my friend Taka from Wanaka Rock. I don't know if you guys know that band. He's amazing. We were in Japan. He just started singing Lights Down Low. And I was like, you want to do a version? And he did the Japanese version. Like, I was just like, why not? You like the song? Let's do it. So,
isn't it crazy that you have the power to do that with your art?
Really cool. I think that's why I keep doing it, because it's really cool that, you never know how it's going to connect. Kim Petras, the same with Love Me Less. I was just like, I'm obsessed with this artist. Jump on the song if you want to. Let's go. So
Fletcher too, right?
And Fletcher, I freaking love Fletcher. So it's like, whatever at the time influences the collaboration, I'm like, I love you and your art. Here's a song that's doing stuff. You want to jump on? Like,
you may go down in history as the artist with the most collaborations. I think we should do some research on this.
Oh, man.
But what's interesting is
I'm all about it. Let's go. Why not?
The last 4 songs you released on Love and Stereo are just solo you. There's no collaborations on the last 4 left.
Is that like are you making a conscious effort to do that?
Yeah, I was like, I can't just, then it's going to be featuring the Ty Dolla $ign album. He's the guy who has the most.
He may.
We might have to fight for it. But yeah, no, I think I was just like, that's enough. Let's leave some solo songs and hopefully people like them.
Well, let's talk about Love Never Felt Like This, because that song is magical. You gonna make fun of that one too?
Thank you.
No.
It's a magical bop. How do you feel about that?
I'm so glad you say that. Jeff Giddy, on that guitar. Maybe you haven't heard the song, but there's this guitar. That's the magic of the song. He started playing that riff, and I was like, this is a forever, like, am I watching, like, an incredible riff of all time? And again, who knows what will happen with that song, but man, I wrote it for my daughter and my wife, which was the first time I ever did that. So it's like both about, holding Edie in my arms in the hospital and also meeting my wife and like the evolution of Love Never Felt Like This for both of them, and sort of the combination of the two as well. Like loving my wife differently after our daughter was born, because it is something totally different than you can expect, because now you like respect your partner as a mother. It's like I can't even explain it. It's just a remarkable connection as a partner.
That is like, it's biological. It's everything.
You're like, damn, we're making humans now.
That's crazy.
We're making humans. It's just the craziest thing you can do with somebody.
Yeah.
Make humans.
When you hear a guitar riff that's that good, are you like, oh man, how do I write a song that's just as good as this guitar riff?
It just naturally happened, to be honest with you. Like I was just so inspired by it. And it took a second, because he's like such an icon of guitar, and I was like, please, can you play guitar for something? Like he was doing other stuff, and I was like, can you please just take the guitar off the wall? The first thing he plays is that, and I was like, that's why you need to take the guitar off the wall, King, please. And so that was cool. I love getting to work with legends like him in the studio. It's magic. He did so much of my favorite, like Anderson .Paak and Her stuff, and God, that's one of my favorite things, to just work with those producers. So yeah, that was cool. Glad you like that song.
Are you going into sessions with somebody you want to write for, like a person in mind that you're writing to, or how does it work for you? And
yeah,
is it
sometimes.
usually based on like a riff or production?
The ones I think that work the most are the ones where the playing field is even. It could be for me. It could be for. It's like whatever song wins. I like to say, you walk into that room and don't deny it. Like, because sometimes for my own album, I put it in a box. I'm like, I need this song or I need this thing, but. A great example is the Happily Ever After song with TXT, because that was in the album process. Started writing that song, and I was like, I don't know what this is, but I love this, so let's just do it. Let's just make this the song, and then we'll figure out why it's supposed to be.
What are you writing to, though?
We start production from scratch. Dwilly did that one, who also did strings and woe on this record. And we were in a space where we were like having a lot of fun with these strings picks and then putting beats around them, like sort of Jersey club experimentation over these love songs. So that's where it started with that. And then like usually a title or a little melody. And yeah, we just go from there.
Wow. Is there any one way to do it, or are you doing it a different way every time?
Never one way to do it. I've realized that. I think I've told this story before, but short story was Patrick Stump from Fall Out Boy. We did a song on my first album called 10 Victoria's Secret Models. I told him a story about seeing my wife on the train on Halloween for the first time, blah, 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 for like an hour. And then he's like, all right, go to the grocery, leave for an hour. And I was like, oh, okay. I come back. He had written the chorus like off of what I had said, which I didn't even know I said. And that was the first time I ever realized like there's no right way to write a song. Like you can have your process, but just be open to whatever wins in that room.
But in that room, that's what works for Patrick, right? Like, because I'm assuming that's how he works with Fall Out Boy.
Must be. Or like, I know that Pete sends him lyrics, it's like, that's a process too. So again, it's whatever works with the collaborators, I guess.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, you learn from every collaboration you do. You must.
Oh, always. Every single time. I mean, with again, just jumping through the collaborations, with Keshi for It's You, he just came to my house. I DM'd him on Instagram. I loved his music. First thing we did with It's You, just me and him in the garage. Like, Jesus starts playing guitar. We built out the whole thing from scratch. We bonded over our relationships. And again, that was just like a soul bond. I mean, that wasn't like a track or anything. But then with Yet to Come with BTS, they sent me that track. The track you hear was like done for a year or something. And I just wrote like 6 songs to it. So
really, 6 different songs.
So many songs. I was just like, if I have this opportunity, I'm going to write with everybody possible. And the one they ended up using and co-writing to was just my own that I did on the airplane, which was crazy.
Okay, so what do you learn in that moment?
Trust yourself a little more. Again, like
Yeah.
I think we've talked about this in past interviews. Like sometimes the collaboration is the best thing, but sometimes I have been learning to just trust. Like sometimes the thing by myself is the most vulnerable, and maybe that's the thing that's the clay for somebody to use.
Totally.
You
But it's
know?
also scary.
So scary because I'm like, is this good enough? I'm like, is this for the biggest group in the world? Like, are you sure you want like my little song? But then Dolly Parton's my hero, and every time she talks about I Will Always Love You,
Yeah.
her little song, it's very humbling to be like a piece of your heart is special, and it may not be liked by all, but if someone gets it, they'll do something with it, which is beautiful.
And they did.
And they did. It's so cool.
Yeah, it lives forever.
Yeah, very special.
No, it's cool.
Yeah.
So
Anyway,
cool.
Dolly, that's the only collaboration I'm really manifesting next. I'm going to say it in every interview forever.
I'll
Love you, Dolly.
manifest that one for
We
you.
got to do it, baby. That's my girl.
Knock on that wood.
Knock on that. Hey,
Yeah, it's good
We
wood.
that's why
Good
you got wood. It's good wood.
By the way, Love and Stereo is waiting for you on Amazon Music. There's a link below.
Yes, it is.
click it. What are you thinking?
Well, you were talking about how some of the songs sound nostalgic earlier, and Keep It Chill sounds like a 2000s, like Timberland type thing.
That one is 100% inspired by
Is
that
that
time.
okay? Well, you nailed it. You nailed it.
Yeah, we were just like, we gotta get, like, we started making that beat. It was me, Drew Love, Mod Royal, Cody Deer. We were just like, yeah, well, this has to be this. You know, I don't know if people will like this or not, but that's one of my favorite like live songs too. And put your favorite movie on, or maybe we can make one has been a fan favorite line, which has been cool. So you never know. I'm glad you like that. I love that style is kind of resurging too. You know, it's not a lot on the album, but it was nice to put a little flavor of what I grew up on in there.
It is coming back.
It's coming back, baby. I'm a big, I loved NSYNC, so it's all that stuff is coming back.
What is it like to write a song for your daughter and title it her name?
It's it is. I just want to say it fucks me up. It does. I was trying to think of something more eloquent, but it goes beyond career. It goes to like what is left when you're gone. What is our legacy as humans? What will matter? Probably nothing, but like the energy we give to those we love, and as a dedication to her. Again, sorry, a lot of vulnerability in this interview. I wrote a line in it where I hope one day you'll meet someone, they're going to love you just as much. I hope they show you the world the way you've never seen. The years are short, the days are long, the years are short, the days are long. You'll have this song after I'm gone. That was the line that really screwed me up because it's thinking about that, acknowledging that like this is my little piece for her, and like one day my great-great-grandchildren hopefully will just like hear this little piece of a guy they didn't even know but wrote it for their grandma. Like that's the stuff that really hits me in the heart.
I get it. It's immortalized.
But it's how I feel about her, It's like, that's, I'll write her hundreds of songs, I'm sure, and she may not even care, which is all good. It's all I can do, But that line specifically was the first time I think I really acknowledged us not being here and the humans we live. Oh my God, tissues sponsored by Kleenex. No, you got to get money for that. You got to get money for that.
Cut the check.
But I it's different than anything I've ever done before. And again, just in the moment, like to start those lines with this fresh human in your arms, that you're just like, whoa, my world's never going to be the same. Like, I'm not even me anymore. I'm your dad. That's first.
Crazy.
And this is the first song of what I do that I'm just like writing for you, sitting here. And so yeah, it was beautiful. And who knows who will hear it, but as long as it's for her, that's what matters.
That is the priority.
Always.
You write that in the hospital room?
Yeah, literally. Emily was, getting the rest she deserved. She had just made a human, and I was holding Edie in the rocking chair in my arms in the hospital room, and I just I didn't know what else to do. I was like, I'm not gonna be on my phone. I don't even want to look at my phone. Like, I just want to be in this moment. Like, what else are you gonna do besides? That's how I communicate with her. Just
is that your love language?
I think it's one of them. I think so. I think like just solidifying these little time capsules. I guess so. Yeah. I guess so.
The visual of you writing a song in the hospital room with your daughter in your arms is really moving.
It's a core memory forever, man. I'm glad to hear that it connects.
Who do you bring that song to once it's written?
The gorgeous Sean Douglas, who I've been working with forever. Johnny Simpson, who did Butterflies, produced Butterflies. Got in the room with those two. Sean Douglas is a dad as well. He goes back to gibberish. Justice for gibberish for anybody who knows my old discography.
Justice for gibberish.
We got some queens in here.
Gibberish.
So and I didn't write that song. Sean wrote that song, and that's how we first got connected. And then we wrote a bunch. We've written so many songs over the years. But he's one of my favorite dads, humans, songwriters that I've gotten to work with. Strings, Checklist. I've done so many songs with him. So I really entrusted that he knew what it felt like, and he really brought it to a new level as a song. So shouts to him and Johnny for giving their hearts too.
You got to listen to it. Lemon Stereo is waiting for you. Link in the description below. It's all on Amazon Music. Final thoughts?
Has she started to understand what you do?
It's so funny. Yes, I think so. And she is going on her own tours in our house. It's hilarious. Like, she didn't, again, no influence. She's just clearly into this, which is awesome. She has her little ukulele. Two final stories to tell, which are hilarious just because she's the best. First one is that we were at our place in New York, which you guys have been to many times. this big spot, so there's a bunch of people in different rooms, and she took her little guitar, played for one room, put it down, went to the next room, played for the other group, and I was like, she's going on her own tours. This is crazy. And then the other day, same thing. Keke came over to my house, and you know, for those who don't know, gorgeous man, covered in tattoos, amazing rock star. And first thing she does, she whips out the ukulele, he walks in the house, she starts playing it. Then he takes off his shirt just to have like an undershirt. She starts touching his tattoos. She starts touching him, starts touching his face. Goes for his belt. I was like, no, no. I was like, no. And I was like, at least she has taste. But also, this is what I'm gonna feel like as a girl dad. Like, she likes rock stars. Oh no. So that's currently my life. Like 3-year-old seeing the trajectory of my life. So it's cool that clearly I'm like really want her to just have her own path. But those moments are cool to see that like the fun stuff is being, you know, it's being bestowed on her if she likes doing it. You know, whatever the passion comes from.
Have you thought about leaving your parents' garage?
I have, only because sometimes I bring artists and they're like, this is where it happens? And they're like, this is where the magic happens? I'm like, yeah, you know, and it takes a second, especially for like the superstars who go in there.
Who's the most famous person you've brought to your
Oh my God,
garage?
That's a subjective question, I guess.
So, yeah.
So many. I'm trying to think of who was thrown off the most. Shoot, I don't know. I mean, it's Keshi's the best. I love his rise, and I want him to be the superstar he is. So I'm gonna say him. But now like it's like home to him. He goes there and he like has the muffins and stuff. But I've definitely have had other people that have been thrown off because they walk in and they're like, oh, okay. They bring like their whole entourage. Like there's like 6 people in their entourage. Some amazing hip hop artists that have come there. There have been guns. I've been like, can you please leave your gun? Like, this is my parents' garage. So anyway, true story. But yeah, no, I've thought about it, but I can't. It's like it's a strange comparison. But I used to hear that Prince would never not work on the same soundboard, and I feel like I can't stop working in that garage, even if I work some other places. Like, all the best songs keep coming out of there, so
don't
gotta be there forever, right? I'm gonna be like 45 and be like, Mom, you got muffins. You got muffins for Stevie Wonder? He's in the garage,
and that's okay.
Dolly's here, Mom. Dolly Parton would love that though. She would probably cook with my. That's the dream. Oh my God, my grandpa's stoked in his grave right now. If Dolly Parton came to my garage,
are you like actively reaching out to like Dolly Parton to work with her?
Yes, she wrote me a letter a few years ago about butterflies. It's in my house. We almost met this summer on Big Time Rush, but literally rerouted my bus to Nashville to go see her, had the appointment, everything, got sick at 6 p.m. the night before they canceled. So anyway, good things take time. This has been my whole life in the process. So
you'll get there.
I hope it happens.
No,
and I'm just like stoked that she has a song with Pitbull. Let's go, Dolly. Slay, Dolly. You can do no wrong, Dolly.
I believe in you.
Thanks, brother.
I support this mission.
Thank you, man.
Final thoughts, Daniel?
Yeah, last question is, do you still get nervous showing Emily songs you write for?
Not anymore. I just assume she's not gonna like them. She just like, and if she loves them, hell yeah. You know what I mean? But I love that she doesn't, it's not what connects our relationship.
Yeah.
I've learned to really accept and love that she appreciates and loves it, but she's there for us. And she's not afraid to say she doesn't like one.
Really?
And usually those are not the best ones. So she's got the taste. The ones that have worked have been the ones she liked. So.
That's the honesty you need though.
Always. That's all I say to my whole crew. You can say whatever you want to me. I would rather you be honest with me, even if it's brutal. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Stay honest, guys.
You're a good
Follow
one.
my dreams.
I love you, Max.
Love you, Zach. Love you, Dan.
Love you, Max.
You're very special.
You're special.
Love and Stereo is waiting for you. Listen to it on Amazon Music. Appreciate you.
Thank you. Let's group hug.
Max, everybody.
Woo!